Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today I have an Affinity by Canva tutorial for you. I'm going to show you how to make this glittery chrome metallic. I'm not really sure what you'd call that, but this type of design. We're going to do this pretty much all using tools within Affinity. There's only one aspect that I did not use an Affinity tool, and that was to get the glitter. But everything else, we don't need anything outside of Affinity to get this started. So I've got a couple different samples for you. This first one here, pretty basic. We've got kind of the chrome look with the glitter in the word. This one, I took it just a little step further and I wove the Crystal's Crafties in and out of the letters of Crystal. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that, and let's just get started. I have got Affinity set up to a 3000 by 3000 artboard on a transparent background. If you don't know how to get Affinity set up, I will link another video that shows you how to get yours to look exactly like mine. We are in the pixel persona. Okay, so I'm just going to put a new artboard on the screen and we're going to start from scratch. So I've got my artboard tool here. If you don't have your artboard tool, you can hop over to the vector side. It's going to be there. You can get it there. I do have it put over here on this one. So I'm going to click artboard, insert artboard, and it automatically names it artboard 3 for me. Okay. So let's just start with the color scheme that we want. I've got one in that kind of blue, one in a pink. Let's do a more royal blue and pink. So I'm going to set the color wheel to kind of a royal blue color. I think that's good. You can see over here I've set my color wheel. And now I'm just going to start laying down a foundation for the color. I'm going to come grab my paintbrush tool. If you open this up, you have several other tools. We're just going to use the paintbrush tool. And then we're going to come pick a brush. So I'm going to come over here to brushes. I like to work in the oil. I'm just going to grab this classic dense oil brush. Some things you want to look at up here. This is the size of your brush. See that little dot? I don't want to work with something that small. I'm going to make it bigger. Now I have a bigger dot. You can put it on either of these modes. For this particular project, I just kind of prefer the window mode. You want to turn your wet edges on. You want your stabilizer. And we're just going to start drawing some paint strokes. Okay, this is going to be my royal blue. I am doing it over and over again because it's a little opaque and I want to make sure I get a good solid color going. Okay, there's my blue. Let's go pick a pink. I think I'm just going to put that on there. Yep, that's going to work. I was just testing the color of that. Now I'm going to lay this pink down the same way I did the blue. Okay, and then I like to add just a little bit of kind of like a tan or a cream. This one's going to be too dark, but maybe that will be good. And I like it to just kind of go across the middle. That'll be good. These color schemes are up to you. You make it whatever you want it to be. I left the tan a little opaque so that we could kind of see the other colors merging through. Now we're going to switch from our paintbrush tool to our paint mixer tool. Different settings on this tool. As soon as I clicked, I got some different stuff up here. This, your strength. Turn it down. If it's at like 100 or 75, you want it turned down. I like to keep it between 35 and 38. Okay, and then the strength of your brush or I'm sorry, the flow of your brush. You can really put that at whatever you want, but I keep it around the 50-ish area. And how you smudge your paint is up to you. I'm going to go up and down and smudge this paint. So literally up and down. Do you see it smudging? But if you don't want to go that way, you can go in circles and smudge it however you want it to be. I'm going to increase the size of my screen there, and I'm going to increase the size of my smudge brush. Okay, and I'm just going to go up and down again. I'm using my finger because I have a touch screen, but the mouse works just as well. And then I want to come back in and just kind of go at a different angle, and again at a different angle. I'm just kind of getting some blurs in this paint to smudge it all together. Okay, you do what you like and go from there. So this is going to be that basic color that fills the word. This is what filled the word crystal on this one. I just chose some different colors for my other examples. And then if you want to add glitter, we're going to add that to a separate layer. So I'm going to come get a new artboard. Got my artboard tool. I'm going to insert a whole new artboard over here. It's going to be artboard 4. And you can kind of pick the texture of the glitter that you want. I'm going to stick with my oil. But I'm going to make it, oh, I didn't want pencil. Come back to oil. I'm going to make it, let's try this one. And you need to put a color on it. So I'm going to try black. Let's go grab my paintbrush. We want to go back to the paintbrush, not the paint mixer. We want to be on the paintbrush. It didn't remember my oil. Let's try this one. Let's just see. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Make sure it's black. And I'm just going to run some swirls through the screen. Okay, that is absolutely terrible. Let me pick a different brush. Let's try this one. That might be okay, but I want it to be a little thicker, so let me try this brush. Let's make it maybe a little bit bigger. That is too thick. Again, this is all just trial and error. Okay, I've actually changed a lot here. I changed it over into sprays and splatters. I chose this spray. I think that pixel needs to be a little bit bigger for this one. All right, let's try this out. That will probably make good glitter. So there's one pass through. You can do a couple different ones if you want. I think I'm just going to leave this here because if I come put this on top of that, I think that'll turn out to be a decent amount of glitter. Now with that splatter, you could actually change the color of this to like a gold. Let's get actual gold going here. You know, we could do this again. And it kind of looks like glitter all by itself. Let me increase that. That is not what we're going to do though. So I'm going to delete that gold layer that I just made. And we're going to fill this black layer with the glitter. So for this one, you do need some source of glitter, digital paper, something like that. I'm going to come find a digital paper. I'm going to go to File, Place. I'm just going to use this one right here, open. Once you get this little arrow with the blue circle under it, you can click and drag and it will put that on your artboard for you. Okay, I want you to switch over here to your Layers tab. We need to open up Artboard 4. That's the one that has our little swirl and our glitter. So I'm going to click to open up Artboard 4, and I'm just going to make sure that this glitter is underneath my swirlies. Okay, once it's underneath, I can right click my swirly over here in this panel and I can hit create clipping mask. It's now glitter. If I increase the size of that, it's pixelated because it's so large, but that is the glitter that we just used. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, nuts. There we go. Sorry. And put it over here. On top of our blue and pink smudged design. Okay, that's what we're going to fill our word with. All we need now is the word. Let's just do the word birthday. So we're going to hop over into our vector persona now, so we can grab this text tool. You want to make sure that it is the artistic text tool. As long as it doesn't have that square around it, you're good to go. So it's just the T. And let's type birthday. And put it in all caps. That is the Hello Charm font. I'm actually just going to leave it there. You can pick whatever font you want. Again, fonts that are installed on your computer are what's going to show up in Affinity. So if you want a fun, fancy font, click the link in the video description to head over to Creative Fabrica and grab yourself some free fonts. And then once you install them on your computer, they will show up here in Affinity for you. I will actually link this exact font. Okay, so we're still in our vector persona right now. We want to take this from text and turn it into curves or a path or just something that we can edit beyond text. So with it selected here, right click, convert to curves. I know it doesn't really show much, but it definitely made this something that we can work with beyond just typing and changing the colors. Okay, here's where it gets fun. So here's our design. We want to drag a box around it all. Come on now. There we go. And we want to group it together. So we can right click and group. Okay. Let me get back to my selector tool. I'm going to want another one of these here in just a minute. So I'm going to hold Alt, drag down, just because we're going to want another one to make this background. The first one we're going to fill with our little pattern. The second one we're going to make it that outline background. Okay. So take your word, put it over here. If you change the size of it, you're going to need to make another copy. Leave it exactly the same size as this, or else you have to make another copy because you need these two to be the same size. But I think that is already perfect. And we're going to roll with it. Okay, come back into your layers over here. It might be switched over to something else. Just come back into your layers. And we're going to open up this Artboard 3. So I'm going to close up Artboard 4. You see we're working right here on Artboard 3. I'm going to open up Artboard 3. And I'm just going to make sure that the word crystal is on top of the design. It is. So what we're going to do is right click the word, the word birthday, not crystal. We're going to right click it and we're going to create clipping mask. What? Isn't that awesome? It just took on the shape of everything that we did there. Now let's play with it and make it fun. Okay, select your word. Come to the quick effects. Let's add some 3D to this guy. Bring that up. It's already looking really awesome. If you wanted a chunkier glitter like I had there, you're going to need more swirly strokes going through there. Just however much glitter you put in is what's going to show up. Let's use the bevel and emboss here. Pull that up just a little bit. Let's go give it some shadow, outer shadow. You can play with that. And just do whatever you want there. Okay, so that's how we're going to have the word. I'm going to pull some of this down actually. Hold on. Okay, that's how we're going to have the word birthday. Okay, let's work with the birthday and get our outline layer. Let's make it more of a deep blue. So in my colors, we're going to add a stroke to this. Well, first of all, we kind of want to join every letter of this word together. Right now, you see I can click on each individual letter. Oops, I don't want to move that letter. I'm going to select it all, and I'm going to hit this add or merge or join up here. And now it's one thing. I can no longer click individual letters. They're all one. And now let's get a stroke on it. So I'm going to highlight my little stroke circle here, and I'm going to pick a blue. That's the blue we used in the design. Let's make it a little bit darker. Let's go for that. Okay, and then you can adjust the size of this stroke. You can come over here to stroke. There's a few things actually you can do. Right now that stroke is set to go behind each letter. You can set it to go inside each letter, and it looks like it kind of filled up the word because the stroke is so big, but see if I narrow that stroke down, it's inside the letter. Or you can set it to where it's going halfway inside and halfway outside of the letter. I kind of like to leave it at this one. That's where it's in the center, halfway inside and halfway outside. And then just adjust the width of it until you think it's going to look right. Let me just throw it over here. Right click, arrange, move to back. I think that will be okay. I am not actually thrilled with the color now that we're here, so let me change it. Color, stroke is selected. Maybe, I don't know, how's that? Oh no, I changed the wrong thing. Make sure you're on the thing you want to change before you start changing colors. Oh, let's try that. That's what we're going to go with. Okay, so let me put this back on my other screen. Alrighty. So the stroke is about as thick as I want it to be. It's the color I want it to be. We need to just fill in these holes. It is very important though that you are using the stroke feature for this. Do not select your word here and come put an outline on it and pull that outline up and think, there we go, I'm done. If you want that look, actually that's fine, but if you want to fill all of these little holes in, don't use this outline feature. Make sure you're doing the stroke feature like I'm showing you right now. Okay, so that stroke is on our word, but we need to actually separate it from the word. The word is still there. I just made that stroke so big it's really hard to see the word. So I want you to right click and expand stroke, and then we will right click and I guess we didn't need to ungroup it. If it's grouped together, if you're not able to pull these two apart, when you right click you would have been able to ungroup, but they weren't already grouped together. We are done with that now. It can go away. And we need to fill in all these little holes on this. So again, right click, geometry, fill in holes. They are all filled in. It didn't get that because there was nothing solid connecting it down here. If that bothers you, you would make your stroke larger until everything connects. But I am going to move on from here. Right click, arrange to back. Using my arrow keys, just kind of push that into place. So we now have birthday. I'm going to group that together. Control G will group it. You don't have to hit the right click. So let's add in the word happy and make it go in and out of the letters. All right, I'm going to hop over here to my blank artboard. I'm going to hit my text tool. Again, make sure you're in the vector persona if you want to do anything text-wise. And happy. Let's change the font. I don't know, we need a good script font. I'm just doing that. I want to draw this word out. Like if I use this, it scales it in proportion. But if I hold shift and drag out to the side, that word is drawn out to the side now. And I don't know if this, I don't think that font's going to work for me. I'm going to do something different. All right, let's try this I love glitter. Maybe it'll work out better. Okay, that's just what we're gonna go with. I don't want to make this video forever long, but okay. So to make it look like it's weaving in and out of your letters, you're just gonna take your text layer and delete some of it. So we're gonna come back to our pixel persona. We're gonna come grab the eraser tool. And you wanna be, there's a few different tools in here. We want the erase brush tool. And to begin with, you want your pixels teeny tiny, between 8 and 10. And then just decide where you want to erase. I am going to erase everything behind this T right here. So you just kind of trace along the sides. If you need to make it super big, make it super big. And that one actually already looked good. Once you get the sides done, you can increase the size of your brush. And then come and delete the rest of that stuff. Okay. So that's now going behind the T. Let's put this part of the H behind the I. So you're going to delete everything in front of the letter I. I'm going to make this smaller again, very small. And we're just going to, I guess I accidentally clicked right there. No, I didn't. Okay. Just kind of erase, make everything really big so that you can see what you're doing well. Go slow, go in small bits. So if you make a mistake, you can hit Control Z and undo what you have just done. All right. Now I can increase the size of the brush. And I can come in and delete the rest. I can make this brush even bigger to delete this quicker. Okay. And let's put some of this P back behind the D. So we will increase again. I'm hitting Control and the plus sign on my computer to increase and decrease the size of my screen. Well, Control plus increases, Control negative decreases. Okay, so we're going to delete this stuff behind this part of the P. Whoops, see, I made a little mistake. You can see way too much blue there, so I'm going to hit Control Z. Come back out and do it again. You can still see too much blue. That one is being difficult for some reason. See, takes a lot of... Okay, there we go. Did I get all the sides? Yep. Let's increase the brush size now and start deleting this other stuff. Control minus decreases my screen size. And there you go. You have your glittery, metallic, awesome looking word with your text flowing in and out of it. And you did it all within Affinity by Canva. That's all I've got for you guys. We'll see you next time.